Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel Crack Cat with Aparna Rastogi, and today I'm going to discuss with you all an interesting question on pie charts. So this question that I'm going to start with today has four pie charts, and we will be looking at the questions associated with it, and we will also be using the method of comparison of fractions in this question. So this is the question that we have four pie charts which give details of the production, expenses, and sales of all the seven products manufactured by company XYZ in the year 2017. All the products sold were those manufactured in that year itself, and the unsold products were disposed of. We also have additional information on profit is equal to sales minus expenses, and profitability percentage is equal to profit upon expenses into 100. So I would request you all to you can pause this video, solve the question yourself, and then look at the solution. So I'll start with the solution of this. So as you can see in this question, we don't have any details regarding the total value. We only have percentage values present over here. Let us look at the first question, which says, which of the following products had the highest production cost per unit? So as you can see, we have two pie charts over here. One says production, one says expenses. So this production pie chart tells us about production in terms of units, and expenses is the cost. So if I have to find out what is the highest production cost per unit, I basically have to do expenses upon production. I have to find out the maximum value of this fraction. Since I don't have any idea about the total of these pie charts, what I can do is I can assume this to be 100x and this to be 100y. Now I'll write down the fraction for all of these four. So for p, I get 15 by 20. So I can, if you want, you can write down y and x. If you don't want, you can remove it. We are basically concerned with this because y by x is something which will be common to all the four. So p is 15 by 20, s is equal to 14 by 12, v is equal to 11 by 8, and t is equal to 12 by 10. So I have to find out which of these is going to be the maximum. So as you can see over here, even I think without any calculations, I think you can arrive at the answer for this. So for t, it was 12 by 10. Okay. As you can see over here, which of these should be the highest? I can reduce this. I can actually remove p because this value is going to be less than 1. This value is less than 1. I'll remove this. The rest of the values are greater than 1. Now, even out of these values, I can easily say that v is going to be the highest because over here, the difference between numerator and denominator is the highest. And as compared to the rest of the fractions, my denominator is lower also. So this is one way of looking at the fractions, and I can say that v is my correct answer. Another way of looking at these fractions and identifying which of these fractions is the highest is that I write down this to be 7 by 6, this remains as 11 by 8, and this further reduces to, you can take it to be 6 by 5, or you can take it to be 1.2, whichever you wish to take. Now out of these values, 6 by 5 and 7 by 6, I know that 6 by 5 is greater. Why? Because we know that if I have to compare two fractions who that are in this form, and I know that my numerator is greater than denominator, then the original fraction will be greater than the new fraction. So 6 by 5 will be greater than 7 by 6. So I have to compare now 6 by 5 and 11 by 8. I can do it with the help of cross multiplication. This becomes 48, this becomes 55. Since 55 is greater than 48, so definitely V is going to be the highest fraction. So two ways of observation which we have seen. If you want to go by calculation method, you can do this, but by mere observation also we can answer this question. Let's move on to the next question. It says the selling price per unit of which product was the highest. So I have to find selling price per unit. So selling price means sales by value upon sales by volume. That is the comparison that I have to do. So this becomes sales by value upon sales by volume. I have to maximize this ratio now. So I can write it down again for all of these. So we have T, S, P and Q. For T, this is going to be 13 by 9. For S, this is going to be 16 by 14. For P, this is going to be 18 by 24. And for Q, this is going to be 15 by 12. Again, we'll take a look at which of the fractions can be the highest. So any guesses? Out of these, we can say for sure that T is going to be the highest, because again, the difference between numerator and denominator is the highest, and the denominator over here is the lowest. You can also reduce this further. You can write this to be uh, actually we can leave out P. We can leave out P because of course this is less than 1, so we can leave it out. No need to calculate P. But from the rest, we can obviously say that T is going to be the highest. Let's look at the third question. At most, what percentage of the products manufactured by the company were sold in that year? Now, this is a slightly tricky kind of question. It is asking at most what percentage of the products manufactured by the company were sold in that year. So, what do we have to find out over here? We have to find out the value of, let's say the production is 100x, and let's say the sales is 100y. So we have to basically find out the value of 100y by 100x into 100. Or I can say that I need to maximize the value of y by x. I need to maximize the value of y by x. So I'll again see how to maximize. So as you can see over here, if 20% is being produced of the total production and 24% is the contribution of the sales, this value has to be greater. The production has to be greater than or equal to the sales value, since only those products sold were all the products sold were those manufactured in that year itself. तो जो सेल्स है वो प्रोडक्शन से ज्यादा नहीं हो सकती है. It could be less than or equal to the production. So for P, I can write it to be that 20x is greater than equal to 24y, or I can say कि y by x, this value is less than equal to 5 by 6. Similarly, I will look at the rest of the values where my sales percentage is on the higher side as compared to production. So you can see for S, we observe the same. We can say that 12x is going to be greater than 14y, or y by x is less than equal to 6 by 7. Similarly, I can write for U that 13x is going to be more than 15y, or y by x is going to be less than 13 by 15. And for V, I can write it to be 8x is greater than equal to 10y, or my y by x is less than equal to 8 by 10. So this value is equal to 80%. This value 13 by 15, that is 13 into 16, 6.66, is approximately equal to 85%. 85 से थोड़ा सा ज़्यादा, 85 plus you can write. 6 by 7, that is 6 into 14.28, is going to be more than 94%. This value is more than 94%. And this value, which is 5 into 16.66, is again more than 80%, right? So we get these values. Since the question is at most what percentage of the products manufactured by the company were sold in that year, so we have to find out a common range which satisfies a common number which satisfies all these four conditions. कि इतना तो सब में हुआ ही है, इतना तो प्रोडक्शन का पार्ट सेल हुआ ही है. So what is that maximum value? So that maximum value is going to be 80% because it satisfies the rest of the conditions as well. 80 तो हुआ ही है सबका. Out of the total production, 80% तो हुआ ही है sell off. So this gives me the answer to be 80%, and thus the answer becomes none of these. Let us look at the fourth question. It says the profitability for which product of the company was the highest. So if I am talking about the profitability, I know it is profit upon expenses, which I can further write as sales minus expense upon expense into 100, or I can reduce this further to S by E minus 1 into 100. So this thing 1 and 100, it is something which is common to all. So basically I need to maximize this part. S by E को maximize करना है हमें. Sales upon expenses को हमें maximize करना है. Sales क्या है? Sales by value की बात हो रही है, and expenses is this, right? So if I have to maximize this, I will again write it down for these. So we have P, S, T and U. P becomes 18 by 15. S becomes 16 by 14. T becomes 13 by 12. And U becomes 12 by 14. So I can obviously remove U from the 4 because this is less than 1. I'll just compare these three. I can reduce this to 6 by 5. This can be reduced to 8 by 7. And this is 13 by 12. So you can see there's a pattern: 6 plus 2, 5 plus 2, 8 plus 5, 7 plus 5. So since I know that my numerator is greater than denominator, that is why this fraction is going to be greater than the new fraction, and the highest value will be for P. The answer becomes P. Let us look at the last question. If it is known that the company made a profit in the year 2017, then on at least how many products did it make a profit? So since it says at least how many products, तो जहां पर भी my sales value is going to be greater than the expenses, that will be counted, right? At least बोला है. So that is the basic minimum कि इतना होगा. Had it been at most, then I would have to look at the rest of the values also. But since it says at least, so I will only consider those ones, those products jahan par my expenses is going to be less than the sales value percentage wise. So I will have to take P, I'll have to take Q, I will have to take S, and I will have to take T. Other than that, the rest sales value ka percentage is less than expenses, so I won't take them. So my answer becomes 4. So do share this video with your friends, and do like and subscribe to my channel for more such videos. I hope you liked today's videos. I hope you liked the explanation, and do share your questions with me. You can post them in the comment section. You can post topics in the comment section on which you would like to have more videos, and I would try to help you out as much as I can. Thank you, everyone.